and Commissioner John Rice. Commissioner Burnside could not attend today. She had a death in the family, but she wanted to make sure that you guys all knew she was here in spirit, and she wanted you guys to enjoy the Central Park area.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad to be a part of this. I'm glad to be serving as a commissioner. I was glad to be elected by the community, and I'm glad to see all the elected officials here, people like Larry Shapiro, Mr. Don Williams, Ms. Rory Kennedy, the daughter of the late, great Bobby Kennedy. I understand she's here. And we want to do good things at the park. As you see, we're trying, and we've taken things a long ways. We really tried to do our best, and we need your support to make us do better.
Well, I really appreciate all of you all coming. Like Commissioner Hampton just said, it has been a community effort. I appreciate the opportunity to serve on this board, and it's been a long overhaul and a long journey, but we have finally got to this point. This is stage one. Stage two is the 809 building, which is the red building on the corner. But our job here is to provide resources for our community, and I think this is the right step in the right direction, and we have done that so far. We continue to allow to have your support of our community, because it's not just us, it's you all as well as us working together to provide one thing, and that's great resources for our community and the Park District. I really thank you all for being here. Okay. Terrence Jerome was elected in 2013. He has served as board president and is now serving as a treasurer. His favorite quote is from the French poet Anatole France: "To achieve great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe." Commissioner Jones will now share with you the history of the Osmond grant and the Park District.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to quickly talk a little bit about the history of this project. This project was funded by a grant through the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. So it was a state grant. And so I'll let you know that in 2013, with a lot of sagacity, this district began to develop a strategic plan. And the main component of this plan was really to improve the quality of our parks. We identified this Chris Welch and our state senator Kimberly Lyford to make sure that those dollars weren't taken away. You know about the state crisis in Springfield, and so they were diligently, and we were in constant contact with them as this thing progressed, to make sure that the dollars weren't taken away from us and many other parks in Illinois. So in 2017, we began construction. And so what we did a little bit different. We did a little bit smarter. What we did was we hired a construction management firm, Hitchcock Design Group, and they were in charge of managing the payouts. They made sure that we stayed on schedule. As hiccups arise, as all projects sometimes do, they were keeping us, the board, and our staff informed of the challenges and the changes with the project. We ended up hiring a construction firm, Hacienda. Hacienda is a woman-owned minority organization company, and they were hired to do the construction project. So we're really proud that that happened. We sent it out to bids. We collected 4 bids. Of the 4 bids, Hacienda was one who earned the project. They actually came under budget. They were about $20,000 under budget, and so what that allowed us to do was to upgrade every project that you do. There's always a wish list, and so it was because we were diligent and really smart in working the numbers. We were able to upgrade some of the things because the price was so low. So we were able to upgrade certain features that you see in this project. I want everyone to take a look at the basketball court. I want you guys, we see the gazebo that's here, the picnic shelter, the game tables. We really, took a lot of time in redesigning. We got input from the community back in 2013, 2014. You guys, we listened to all of the people. At one point in time, this was, thought to be a skating park. There were some other ideas that was in the works. But we listened to the community and we listened to what you guys wanted to have in the park. So we really, really worked really hard to do what the people want. This isn't, our wish list. This is what Maywood wanted. And we're really, really proud of what we have today. We're going to enjoy today, but I want, the goal is to have kids in this park 24/7 if possible. Sunday mornings, I want to see kids coming to the park. This is going to be the park that folks drive by, and when they go home, they're going to say, baby girl, come on, let's go to the park. And this is the park that they're going to come to. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tony Doris. I am the former executive director for the Maywood Park District, and I became the grant coordinator this year when this project started. With respect to what Commissioner Jones stated, in order for us to get here today, the board had to make some really, really hard changes. And one of those changes was to completely live 2 years on an austerity plan. That meant we had to cut some staff. That meant we had to cut wasteful spending. That meant we had to get people with the mindset that, okay, you might only make this, but you live here and this is the goal. So if you want to be a part of that movement and greater things will come later, I got your back. If you don't, I can write a really nice recommendation letter. So I really want to thank staff because, when you look at what other parks are paying their employees, we're way below that. But this is just an example of what people who have in their heart that really want to give back to the community does. We met with Hinsdale Bank. We have Rick Morales here, our representative from Hinsdale Bank. We gave them the idea. And so, understanding that we were already 18 months in an austerity plan, we didn't have a strong financial history, but they gave us a chance. And so, this is only the beginning. We've had, and I'm not aware if you all know this, but it is important that you tell your neighbors, this is our park. We've already witnessed, well, we didn't witness it, but we were a part of theft already. So if we want our parks to stay nice, we can't keep closing our shades. We have to open them up. And when we see things happening here, collectively as a community, we can keep this park the way that it is and begin to grow in the future. I wanted to, before I bring Mayor Perkins up, I'd like to introduce some of the elected officials that are here. I see State Rep Chris Welch. He walked up. There he is. We have Trustee Kenyatta Wellington, Trustee Henderson Yarbrough, Trustee Ron Rivers, Board President Teresa Kelly of District 209. Oh, I'm sorry. The lovely clerk for the Village of Maywood, Viola Mill. I'm sorry. Did I miss anyone? We have the village manager, Mr. Norfleet. And if I may, I would just like to say, when we put this project together, there were funds that we still needed to owe, that we still needed. And so when I tell you, between this woman, this man, Tony, what about this? I mean, all day, all evening. So I am very grateful to be a part of this event, and I look forward to many, many others. And with that being said, I'd like for the mayor of the village of Maywood, Mayor Edwina Perkins, to come up and share a few words.
Thank you. And I'll say to the greatest town in Proviso Township area. To the greatest part, what you see today is going to be the future. So we have to look to the future. And then I will say to Maywood, we are going to arrive. Thank you. God bless you.
And now, one of our partners who have been here before this even all started, she has classes here. She's gone through some of the issues that we've had in this building, but she stuck with us. And so I'd like for Deborah Vines to come up and speak, because she's been a true partner for quite a while, and we love you.
Love you too. Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Maywood. This is a great day in the village of Maywood, and I am super excited about the things that are getting ready to happen at the Park District as it relates to families that are impacted by special needs. We have not stopped our programs here, even with the budget impasse. I thank you, State Representative Welch, for all the work that you've done to actually keep funds going through the answer and for the village of Maywood. But we are just super excited about the things that are happening with the Park District, and we will stay here and expand our programs. Thank you so much to the board and the new executive director. We are just actually awesomely excited about the things that are about to come. Thank you so much.
If I can, right quick, can my state representative come up here and tell people what our challenge? We don't have a challenge with the state for the 809 Madison building. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. You know, she puts me on the spot all the time, but that's her job. You know, make sure the state is doing its part. Well, let me tell you, it's an honor and a privilege to be standing here in Maywood with all of you, with the great mayor and the village leaders, this park board. I gotta tell you, they have been relentless. If they're not calling and emailing, they're down in Springfield knocking on the doors, wanting to make sure that the Park District moves in the right direction. So give them a round of applause, please. They have really worked hard to make this come true. And I want to also ask you to give my mentor and friend, Senator Kim Lightfoot, a round of applause, because she and I worked really hard to make sure then Governor Quinn came out here and presented this park with a big check. And you know, it's taken a couple years, but we finally got the Rauner administration to release money, not just to Maywood Park, but park districts all over the district. When you go around and you see a lot of great things happening in our parks. I am particularly proud of this particular park because this is where I grew up. Miss Kelly will tell you, me and her boys, we actually played in Maywood Park all the time. And to actually see what happened to our parks and to now see today, you know, this late in October, it could be raining, it could be cold, but it's beautiful, sunny. That's God smiling on Maywood. This day was meant to be. And we're gonna have many more positive days ahead because we're gonna make sure that the remaining monies come in. We're gonna get that 809 building completed. So many great things are happening. We're gonna keep our kids out of trouble because there's so many good things for them to do right here at the Park District. Thank you, and God bless Maywood.
At this time, we are going to do the ribbon cutting. So Lacey Lawrence from Hitchcock Design, wonderful lady. I learned things about construction I never knew. But this woman right here, she was like, okay, Tony, this is what this means. Thank you so much. We'd like to have Rick Morales from Hinsdale Bank to come up here. And in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, men, please hold the pink scissors. Mrs. Kennedy, did you want to come up and say a few words?
Thank you. I am so honored to be here and be part of this community. I think that what you're doing here really represents the future and where we need to go in America. I see here the entire community coming together and working and collaborating, and banks working with community leaders, working with state officials, all in the interest of the children. It's so beautiful, and it's such a rising example of what we need to be doing in this country, and it's really an inspiration. So, you know, what I was thinking as I was sitting there is the words that my father said in South Africa in 1966 when he visited there, and he was trying to bring attention to what was happening with apartheid. And he said, each time a man stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others, he sets forth a tiny ripple of hope. And crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, these ripples create a wave that can wipe down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. And that's exactly what you're doing here. I'm honored to be here, to be witness to this. I know my brother Chris Kennedy he wanted us to come here and represent our family, to make sure that you all know that we are with you in this. We're happy to help in any way that we can, and we're so thrilled and honored to be here. Thank you.
Although I'm the new person, I'll let them cut the ribbon. Oh, we got a little one. All right. This is our future Maywoodian Park District Director here. And she's also showed that she will take the initiative first. Okay, it's getting a little shorter, so you guys got to squeeze in here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Wait. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. I would like to take the time for you guys, please walk around the park. There's also a community gardening area that is out on the side. I really would like you guys to look at it. We do have some bitty basketball playing soon, as well as we will have some refreshments in about 15 or so minutes. There's also another presentation, if anybody's interested, with finding out what's going on with our next phase of the 809 building. We'll do that on the inside in about 15 minutes. Thank you guys. Enjoy your day.
hoop star too.